Your warranty can survive 10,000-mile intervals, but not a late break-in oil change. That's the trap. One missed window can become the reason a major engine claim gets denied, even if you followed every service reminder after. In this video, we expose how the first 1,000 to 1,200 miles carry outsized weight, why onboard systems set early oil changes at 1,093 or 2,200 miles, and how dealers document owner neglect. I'll reveal the practical mileage buffer we've seen accepted, and the exact paperwork you must keep to shut down blame shifting. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. You've heard the line, these cars are fine on 10,000 oil changes. Then, someone's first service lands 200 miles late, and suddenly every perfect interval after that doesn't matter. That tiny miss becomes the headline in the file, and it follows the car for years. Here's why the early miles outweigh the later schedule. Modern cars lean on oil life algorithms, but manufacturers still treat the first 1,000 to 1,200 miles as a separate chapter. It's a one-time event with a different purpose than routine maintenance. Clear the startup debris, document the state of the engine, and set the baseline the warranty team will look back on. The marketing talks about long intervals. The manual talks about a strict break-in protocol. The car might ping you at a quirky number like 1,093 miles, or wait until 2,200. But the language in the maintenance guide highlights the early service as non-negotiable. When something fails, which one wins? In dispute files, the written break-in window usually gets the nod, not whatever the algorithm picked. That's the friction most owners don't see until they're arguing over an engine teardown. Take a real-world pattern. An M owner does every 10,000 interval on the dot. The first change? It slipped 300 miles late because the dealer was booked. Years pass. A bearing starts making its case. The store pulls old notes, inspects the filter, and writes up early debris load, consistent with delayed break-in service. The owner argues that years of clean services should carry more weight. The response points to the first miles as the moment when the most abrasive particles were in play. Mechanically, it's simple. Fresh rings, bearings, and cams shed a fine mix of metals in those first hours of life. The filter catches a lot, but not everything. The first oil change is the flush that dumps the heaviest concentration and lets a tech see what the engine was producing. Delay that flush, and you lengthen the time that abrasive residue circulates. It doesn't guarantee damage, but you've raised the background noise in a system that relies on thin oil films and tight clearances. Owner reports show the algorithm is dynamic. Some cars chirp for service around 1,093 miles, others at 2,200, 2,700, even 4,500 for certain driving patterns. That variability is normal, but it doesn't rewrite the manual's early window. In disputes, dealers default to the break-in section. That's where they anchor causal language. And that's why a late first service can carry more legal weight than any later interval. Legally, warranty law wants causation. The Magnuson-Moss standard says the manufacturer needs to link your maintenance miss to the failure. In practice, the dealer's write-up can shift the burden. Owner neglect gets attached to an overdue break-in, and suddenly, you're paying for oil analysis and expert letters to prove a negative. You can win, but the process is slow and expensive, and the car sits. Some stores do allow a buffer. It exists, but it's smaller than most owners think, and it varies by region and even by manager. In some markets, a little overage slides through if the record is clean and the oil spec is correct. In others, a tighter reading applies and the notes turn sharp. That inconsistency is why planning the first service like an appointment with a judge makes sense. So treat the first oil change like a probation check. Hit it on time, and the later 10,000-mile intervals will stand on their own. Miss it by much, and everything after gets graded harder. Next up, we'll lay out the real buffer ranges that are actually getting approved and the exact line items and photos that stop the blame game before it starts. So if 1,200 miles is the rule, what's the real buffer before someone stamps late on your file? This is where denials get built. The decision doesn't start in a courtroom. It starts at the service counter. Advisors enter mileage, in and out, oil spec and quantity, filter part numbers, and timestamps. After a failure, warranty reps pull those entries, match them to the car's digital history, and read the technician's notes line by line. That admin trail becomes the story of your engine, and small details do the heavy lifting. Dealers love to say BMWN, A decides, and sometimes that's true, but the words that shape the decision come from the dealer's own keyboard. Write-ups that lean on metal contamination or owner-deferred break-in service build a bridge from timing to causation. Once the file frames the miss as contributory, you're already on defense. Change the language and the tone changes. Neutral notes: correct oil spec listed, no abnormal debris found, service prompt acknowledged, make a very different opening argument. Here's the gray area owners run into. Some stores let 100 to 300 miles over the 1,200 mark slide when the rest of the record is clean. Others flag 150 miles as late and start attaching cautionary language. Geography matters too. Reports out of the UK show tighter reads on break-in adherence, and Canada can play stricter based on how local policies interpret consumer protections. None of this is written in a single public rule, which is exactly why planning your paper trail matters. The evidence flow is more sophisticated than most people think. They compare the key read mileage to the odometer to verify the car's true usage. They check the service timestamp against the scan log to see when the maintenance message first appeared and whether the car was driven long after the prompt. They'll look at oil filter inspections and note if debris appears excessive for the age. If the timestamps show delayed action after the dash reminder, the notes start to tilt. If the key data and the odometer tell the same story and the filter looks normal, you've got a cleaner path. There are buzzwords that repeatedly show up in denial language. Abuse post-break-in hints you drove it hard after missing the window. Extended operation with break-in particulates suggests you let early wear metals circulate longer than intended. Non-conforming service interval is the umbrella phrase that ties schedule deviation to outcome. When those phrases appear together, the presumption leans against you unless your documents push back. So build a defense kit before you ever need one. Keep invoices that specify the exact oil spec and quantity, along with the filter number. Make sure odometer in and odometer out are printed, and that dates match the day the car was in the bay. Take photos of the dash service prompt with the mileage visible and save them. If you did any DIY interim oil change, keep the receipt and the bottle shots showing the correct spec. When scheduling delays happen, email the advisor to document the shortage and keep the reply. A quick mini case shows how this plays out. An owner ran about 180 miles past the break-in target, couldn't get a slot, and emailed the store. They performed an interim oil change with the proper spec and logged the mileage in the email thread. When a claim popped up later, the file showed proactive action, correct oil, and a clear reason for the delay. The claim went through. Here's the practical takeaway. Aim for 1,000 to 1,200 miles. If you slip, staying under roughly 150 miles over tends to be tolerated when you can prove the why and the what. Beyond that, expect scrutiny and be ready to demonstrate non-causation with your documents. Now that you know the leverage points, let's walk through a simple playbook if you're already past the window and want to protect every future claim. Your warranty risk isn't the 10,000 interval. It's the first 1,200 miles. Treat that window as non-negotiable. Early miles shed metal. That debris needs to leave the engine fast. A late first service becomes an easy target in a file, and it can follow you years later. Act now. Book the break-in service today. Keep every receipt. Photograph the dash prompt with mileage. Save date-stamped emails. If you're already over, email the dealer and BMW NA, explain the delay, and note the correct oil spec you'll use immediately. That paper trail shows diligence. Next time, we'll show how oil analysis can prove non-causation after a missed buffer.